I appreciate it. Thank you once more for having me on this beautiful Instagram Live of yours.
You know that it's a pleasure to have you here with us. This is tu casa. Mi casa, el brunch es tu casa. You know. Perfect. So, Biggie, welcome again to the brunch. It's an honor to have you here with us. But now we want to talk about Money in the Bank because it's on the horizon with live attendees. So we are very excited about this, and we want to know, how do you feel about this?
I feel good. I feel good. It is my very first Money in the Bank ladder match, even though I've been in other ladder matches before. But the beautiful thing I love with Money in the Bank is that you can have like little to no momentum, and in one night you can win that briefcase and completely change your fortunes. So I'm excited for me. You know, it's really cool to see a lot of people clamoring for me and wanting to see me win that as well. But my hope is that it's a historic night for the New Day as well. With Kof having that title match, you know, another opportunity to become world champion. So that would be beautiful for the New Day for us to both walk out. And we need more from my man Xavier Woods. I've been beating the table, pounding the drum. My man Woods is worthy of a singles run himself, but soon, we need that very, very soon.
Sí, gente, pues ahorita, sorry, you know that I need a few seconds to translate to the people, so we'll be really quick. A ver, gente, pues ahorita estamos hablando acerca de lo que se viene, que es Money in the Bank, que estamos muy emocionados. Él me dijo, a ver, es que yo también estoy súper emocionado porque va a ser mi primer Money in the Bank, o sea, la lucha de escaleras que voy a tener. Y la neta también, pues ahorita que está New Day, Xavier Woods, que ya está por acá, todo pinta que a pesar de que pues están como no separados del corazón, pero sí de persona, ¿verdad? Que todo va a estar increíble, así que nos van a regalar momentazos. So you classified to the Money in the Bank ladder match defeating the Intercontinental Champion, Apollo Crews, even that with Commander Aziz in the middle. So how was that match, and how is the rivalry with Apollo right now?
Well, for anyone who's been paying attention, I obviously know Apollo Crews quite well. Unfortunately, and dastardly, very underhandedly, I obviously lost my Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania in my hometown, which, you know, it's like pouring salt in the wound. You know what I mean? To do it at home in front of your people. Thank you for your tears. I do appreciate that. But, yeah, you know, it's for me, although that loss still stings, I'm glad I was able to get one back and hopefully set myself on a path that I can accomplish some really cool things. So, you know, in my mind, I still feel like that's my title, that's my baby. But obviously, it was nice to get that win and hopefully walk away with that briefcase, man. That's a career highlight for me to be able to do that on Sunday.
Okay, I want to see your baby in your hands, in your arms as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to rock my baby again and you know, change its diapers. Even titles don't wear diapers, but you get it.
A ver, gente, pues estamos hablando del bebecito que perdió mi queridísimo Biggie, pasado WrestleMania, ¿verdad? Y pues dice, bueno, para mí, yo todavía me merezco ese título, ese bebecito necesita ser sacudido entre mis brazos, conozco muy bien cómo trabaja Apollo Crews, así que en este Money in the Bank lo vamos a dar todo. Perfect. And regarding the Money in the Bank ladder match, there will be some of the most talented superstars in WWE fighting for Get the Contract, like Ricochet, John Morrison, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens right now. Who of those superstars worry you the most in this match?
I wouldn't say I'm worried, but I think there's a ton of talent in there. If you're going to pick a guy who might be a favorite right now, I would definitely put Drew McIntyre up there. I think Drew obviously has had an incredible his last couple of years in WWE. He's really come on very strong. He's had some incredible performances. He has experience as a world champion. So if I were to pick a favorite other than myself, it probably would be Drew. But man, you have Kevin Owens, who's been a world champion in there as well. You have really just a ton of talent from top to bottom. So I really think, man, Ricochet is a guy who, you know, if you pay any attention, he's one of the most talented performers in our industry, bar none. Yeah. So he's a guy who could clearly change his fortunes and do something really cool in one night. So we'll see.
Okay, I want to see that. For me, I'm very excited about this match. I think I have to confess something just with you.
Please do.
For me, I think this is my favorite pay-per-view. Money in the Bank. So I'm really waiting for this match. And plus, because you're going to be there, Biggie. That's why. A ver, gente, pues estamos hablando ahorita acerca de quién le preocupa más, o sea, porque la neta es que vamos a tener un super match de escaleras. Vamos a tener a Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, el Bro, ¿verdad? John Morrison. Y le dije, bueno, ¿quién te preocupa más? Me dijo, mira, o sea, preocuparme, no. Pero Drew McIntyre podría ser, yo escojo a Drew McIntyre, pero también Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens por ahí, la neta es que está bien cañón. Y, por supuesto, no me puedo confiar del talentazazazo que tiene Ricochet. Porque Ricochet vuela por los aires y yo no sé en qué momento me va a caer encima. Así que, bueno, pues hay que preocuparse porque dice que hay muchísimo talento esta vez. Y yo le dije, claro que sí. Ahora yo estoy esperando este momento tanto como tú. Ok. So, finally, if you win the Money in the Bank ladder match and become the new Mr. Money in the Bank, I know that is very personal and difficult choice, but have you found some time to think what title you want to cash in the contract?
Yeah, for me that's pretty easy. I think Roman Reigns, I think, is the very top. I think he's at the very pinnacle of our industry, of our business. And I think beating the big dog, the head of the table, the tribal chief, a man of many monikers, I think obviously that's the goal, to win that Universal Championship from Roman Reigns. That's the title. It's on my show. It makes the most sense. And like, you know, like the old Ric Flair saying, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And the man right now is Becky Lynch, but it's also Roman Reigns. And I plan on beating Roman Reigns for that their title of his.
Ok. ¿Qué tal? ¿Ya lo escucharon de la mismísima voz de mi queridísimo Biggie? Sí, gente, pues si él tuviera que escoger, escogería el título que tiene el perro mayor en su hermosa cintura y le diría, quítate que ahí te voy porque yo quiero este título también. Entonces, él escogería a Roman Reigns, el título de SmackDown. Perfecto. You have been at the Thunderdome since I can recall now, but this July 16th live attendance is on again. So, how do you feel to this amazing show again with live attendance? So, how do you feel?
The energy.
With live.
Yeah, there's nothing like the energy. You know, obviously we're making the best of the situation. With the Thunderdome, obviously having fans there virtually, but there's nothing like having fans there in attendance. And I was really reminded of it. It's almost like I had kind of forgotten some of it, but I was reminded of it the first night WrestleMania when we were all on stage. It was me, Kofi, and Woods, and the three of us just kind of had a powwow together. And we were so excited because just hearing the roar of the crowd, as soon as we stepped out, it felt like, you know, we got that old feeling back, and there's nothing like it. And I think, you know, that was something that we had just been in that Thunderdome era so long that we had kind of forgotten. But there was, man, I'm just kind of having goosebumps just thinking about it because going out there that first night, there was nothing like that. So I'm excited to get back to crowds and getting that energy and that live, you know, being a live barometer. That's what I love too, is that fans will immediately give you their feedback. You know, if they love you, if they don't like you, if they like the second, if they don't like it. And I think that's something that we need in our business. It's something we're missing too, is that very organic response from fans. And so I'm excited to get back to that for sure.
Yay! I want to be there because, yeah, I'm very excited as well for that, but soon. Yes. I hope to.
You're very busy. Very busy.
A ver, gente, pues estamos hablando ahorita acerca de cómo se siente de que por fin vamos a tener fans. Ya van a regresar las audiencias en vivo. Eso me pone muy feliz a mí. Y a él dijo, no, o sea, es que yo no te puedo explicar. O sea, estoy súper contento. Y aparte de todo, con mi team, ¿verdad? O sea, bueno, que regrese con todo. Entonces, tienen una energía que hasta se le pone la piel chinita de saber que van a tener a la gente ahí gritándoles si les gusta o no les gusta, porque de eso se trata, ¿no? O sea, eso hace que la cosa sea mucho más jugosa, que el caldo tenga mucho más sabor. Perfecto. Now, let's talk about your life. I mean, yeah, your life. Biggie, I want to know why and when you made up your mind and said, yes, I want to be a WWE superstar.
It's a long story. Some of it is boring, but I'll try to get to it as quickly as possible. So in 2009, which makes me feel old, I was actually in graduate school at Iowa. And, you know, I had been done with football. Football was always my dream, but I had a bunch of knee injuries, tore both my ACLs, broke my right patella, tore my left pec, all in 2.5 years. So I finished up, I got my degree, stopped playing football. But, you know, I was just I finished 1 year of grad school, had 1 year left. And I was just in this position where I felt like, all right, I'm on track. I'm doing something with my life, but I don't know if this is it. And so I was really fortunate because I had a teammate of mine who played in the NFL for a little bit, but got hurt. My couple, he came back down, and we were kind of working out together, you know, in the weight room around the same time. But he knew someone named Mike Doherty who knew Jim Ross at the time, who was with WWE. So it was just me. I happened to know the right people at the right time. I tell people, if you ask me, you know, at the age of 22 to list 200 potential jobs for myself, I don't think professional wrestler or WWE superstar would be on that list. It just never occurred to me. But when he said, hey, you know, I have a connection with WWE and Jim Ross, is it something you might be interested in? I thought about it for a little bit, and I said, you know what? Let's just give it a shot. If they fire me after a few months, you know, the beautiful thing was it felt like everything was coming into line because FCW at the time was where everyone had to train for WWE before you got to the main roster. And FCW happened to be in Tampa. That's my hometown. So I always thought, you know, I could live with my parents. And if they fired me after a few months, I could just go back to Iowa into grad school. So I have a horrible story about how I just lucked into becoming a WWE wrestler. I did the job on a whim. And somehow, nearly 12 years later, I'm still here, still doing it. And the time passes by way too quickly.
Great story. I love that story. Yes. Thank Jim Ross again. And thanks to your friend, of course.
That's a great song you just made up on the fly. Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Vicky.
You're welcome.
Pues estamos hablando acerca de cómo en qué momento dijo, sí, me convertiré en una superestrella de WWE. Y dijo, pues es que todo fue muy random. O sea, básicamente que en el 2009, que hace 2 meses, ¿verdad? Que en el 2009 él dijo, pues ya terminé esto, ya él quería ser jugador de fútbol americano, ¿sí? Entonces, pues pasaron cosas y la vida que lo empezó a mover de lado a lado y un amigo le dijo, ¿qué crees? Que conozco a Jim Ross. Y él dijo, ¿cómo que Jim Ross? Sí, a Jim Ross. Entonces, para él se ve una oportunidad, y dentro de esta oportunidad es como ahorita él está ahí. Resumidas cuentas, pues, o sea, cortito, ¿no? Eso es lo que quiero decir. Perfecto. New Day now is #1 of the greatest tag teams of all time in WWE. This is a huge accomplishment, and to achieve this, you must know each other very well and have some chemistry together. So, how did the New Day meet? I want to know that. And how did you meet Kofi and Xavier?
Oh man, so I don't really, my memory's not great, but I met Xavier in FCW when he first got there, probably, I think 2010, around then, 2010 or 2011. And I've been there since like summer of 2009. And so I met him there for the first time. And I met Kofi because Kofi used to work out, when Kofi was still living in Tampa, we were in FCW, and he would train at John Cena's gym. And at the time, everyone in FCW, we would train at Cena's gym, actually not too far from where I live now. So I met Kofi randomly at the gym, and yeah, we just kind of went from there. At the time, obviously, I had no idea that I would end up being partners with him for, 7+ years, however long. And same with Woods. I had no idea that we'd become partners for this long. But yeah, I met those guys probably about 2010. I met both of them.
2010, wow, such a great story. A ver, gente, pues resulta que ellos se conocieron, Xavier y Kofi Kingston, junto con mi queridísimo Biggie, se conocieron desde el 2010 aproximadamente cuando estaban en ACW, ¿verdad? Entonces, ellos se entrenaban juntos, o sea, espérense, que resulta que él conoció a Kofi cuando él entrenaba en el gimnasio de Cena. ¿Qué tal eso? Y ellos no sabían que la vida los iba a juntar y que iban a ser uno de los equipos más talentosos de WWE. Now, let's go for some fans questions. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. A ver. Y dice por aquí. Sorry. A ver. Okay, I think this one. Craig Moody, what was it like working with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston?
Oh, it's incredible. Those two are incredible human beings. They're very selfless, and I think that's one of the reasons our group has worked so well is because there was never anyone who said, I need to be the leader or I need to get all the attention here. It was, I think the beautiful thing with us is, and we work so well, is because it was always like Kofi would be the first one to say, you know what, Woods and Biggie, like you guys have known the Usos for all these years, you should be in the Hell in a Cell match. Because the way it worked is we would always have a rotation. Pretty much we would have like a pay-per-view rotation and then we would have a TV rotation when we had tag matches so that, every third day, every third match, you would have it off. So you would be the guy on the floor. And it was Kofi's turn. It should have been, I think it was supposed to be Kofi and me in the Hell in a Cell. But because Kofi knew how much it would mean to Woods to be in that match, he decided to step back and let it be me and Woods. And, similar things. There's been times where Woods has stepped back to let me shine as well. And that's why I love those guys so much is because they're always very thoughtful and selfless. And I think that's the best way to make any group work is I think when you have any group of people and you're always committed to seeing others shine and to seeing others be blessed, that's the best way to make sure everyone gets blessed. Because if I just worry about myself getting opportunities, there'll be times where Woods and Kofi would say, no, it's, I don't want to see that, and so there'd be infighting and bickering. And I think that's why a lot of groups don't work. But I'm just extremely grateful that those guys are so selfless and so giving. And that's why we've worked for so long.
¡Ay, qué padre! Pues dice que es increíble trabajar con Kofi y con Xavier, porque básicamente no solo porque sean unas grandes personas, pero también porque pues se comparten todos muy bien donde no importa quién, o sea, quién liderea. Lo padre es que se dejan brillar los unos con los otros. Y decía en eso, que como que cada tercer día ellos estaban dando chance de tener eso, o sea, de hacer una mancuerna real y decir, ok, ahora le toca a Biggie. Entonces, en las oportunidades que ellos tienen, son las oportunidades que dicen, ok, Kofi dice, ok, bueno, le toca a Biggie para brillar. Y es así como se debe trabajar en equipo, gente. Yo lo digo y sí, así es. Muy bien. Okay, another one. Oh, this one, I love it. What about a Big E versus Karrion Kross match?
Ooh, that's a new one. It's fresh. I think it's a beautiful part about, a guy like Kross coming up potentially to the main rosters. He has so many fresh matches. And yeah, that would be a fun one, That would definitely be one, he's a big dude, and people love to hit me up from time to time with that big, meaty men slapping meat nonsense. But that would be in that category. And that would be a lot of fun. So, yeah, sign me up for that one. I think it's a nice, he's very dark and brooding. And me, I'm very colorful and fun. It's a nice contrast of characters. So I'm into it.
Me encanta, me encanta. A ver, pues estaban ustedes proponiendo acerca de un match con Karrion Kross y él dijo, me encanta, porque pues a pesar de que sí es un tipo grande y fuerte, yo también soy un tipo grande y fuerte, la cosa es que él tiene es oscuro y lúgubre y yo soy mucho color, entonces sería un match muy interesante, que claro que sí, ¿por qué no? Okay, so this one, how does it feel to see a comic book about you in comic book shops and in the hands of the fans?
Great question, Laura Velez. I think it's very, very cool. I feel like we take a lot of pride in, the stuff that we do in the ring too, but I think it's so cool to have all these things outside of the ring. When we're talking about like the Bootios cereal, and we had a shoe collaboration we did with Fila. Those things we take a lot of pride in. So the comic book, man, those guys did a great job. It was cool to kind of get like an advanced copy. So we got a chance to look over it. We actually had two of the authors, Austin Walker and Evan, it's not Narcisse, I forgot how to pronounce it. But anyways, Evan and Austin, they did a great job. They did an incredible job. And what I really appreciated too is they really wanted to write in our voice. So they didn't just steal things from like promos and things that we had said, but they had an understanding of, kind of our voice and how we would talk and our sense of humor. And I love that it's a fictionalized version of our stories, but it also kind of really hits close to home as well. So they did an excellent job with that. And I hope people pick it up. I hope they enjoy it. I hope they read it. I hope they love it. And I hope we can do more of it. But yeah, it's just really cool to see that's out. And yeah, it's out now. So make sure it's out. It's from Boom Studios. And yeah, I can't remember exactly where to find it, but make sure to look for it because it's out there and you can buy it, I'm sure, at your local comic book shop.
Ok, perfecto. Bueno, pues alguno de ustedes preguntó, Laura preguntaste acerca de qué se siente estar en un libro, en un cómic. Y él dijo, no, pues fantástico. O sea, a pesar de que ya hemos hecho distintas colaboraciones, por ejemplo, con Fila, pues esto resultó completamente diferente. Entonces, dice que para él es un placer, que aparte de todo lo que hacen es tomar, o sea, no es solamente como, ay, aquí están y ya, no, que ellos sacaron el alma y como la energía de cada uno de los integrantes y la pusieron ahí a todo color, ¿verdad? Y entonces, eso es lo que le encanta ese tipo de cosas. Perfecto. So, a ver, this is the last question. Let me see which one. Okay. Oh, this one. So, Zephyr Zero, how can I be a wrestler?
That is a good question. So I think everyone has a different path. I got to WWE without ever having wrestled a day in my life. But I would say for anyone who wants to be a wrestler, I would say make sure to be in the best shape of your life. Definitely come in great shape. Enjoy the process. I think too often people think, I have to make it. And they don't enjoy the work. They don't enjoy the sacrifice. They don't enjoy, those years. So I would say make sure to find a great wrestling school, somewhere that you can train, that has a good reputation for producing talent. Find a school near you that can teach you, but definitely show up in great shape, show up eager to learn. Don't be afraid to be unique. I think a lot of the things, it took me a while to find my character and be comfortable with who I wanted to portray. But for me, I think what really helped is just being unique. I kind of looked around and saw, oh, we have Brock Lesnar. We had at the time, we had Mark Henry. We have all these bigger guys who are mean and brooding, but I hadn't really seen anyone at the time who was big and also fun and goofy and colorful. And so I think a lot of times in wrestling is you want to find something that other people aren't doing. You want to find that void. Like, where is there something in wrestling that doesn't exist that I know I can do well? So find and understand what you're good at, whether it's promos, and try to be good at all things. You want to be good at promos and you want to practice regularly. You want to just try different things. And that was the beautiful thing when I was in FCW is I got a chance just to try nonsensical characters and just try these ideas because they help loosen you up. They help you get used to talking, to being a performer. So get as comfortable as you can on the microphone, talking in front of people, cut promos for your friends, for your family. But yeah, just show up in great shape, find a great school, learn your craft, try to get as good as you can, and always have a great attitude. Show up humble, show up eager to learn, show up ready to receive criticism, but also be confident too. So it's that finding that balance of being humble enough to know that you need to continue to learn. Even I'm 12 years in, I still have a lot I can continue to learn and grow, but also be confident enough in who you are.
I love it.
Beautiful.
Oh, such sweet and colorful words. Thank you so much. A ver, gente, pues ahí va. Déjenme ver si me sale tan padrísimo como lo dijo él. No lo creo, no. Pero lo que él dice es, tienes que estar en tu mejor forma, para empezar. Porque muchísimas veces, pues uno quiere perseguir esto, ¿no? O sea, uno quiere ser estrella de WWE y pues no, o sea, no está en el momento correcto, tienes que entrenar con las personas correctas, aparte de todo saber que se trata acerca de conseguir, o sea, un carácter, un personaje. Tienes que crearte un personaje ideal. Porque, por ejemplo, todas las personas más relevantes, todas las superestrellas más relevantes que hemos visto, que son históricos, han tenido personajes memorables. Entonces, para él, eso fue lo que fue haciendo a lo largo de los años. Ah, pues mira, le voy a agregar esto, o sea, hizo su fórmula mágica, caput. Tenemos un Biggie increíble. Y aparte de todo, él dice que es muy importante ser humilde. O sea, este tipo de cochinadas que se manejan luego de, ay, no, es que yo soy... No, 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 aquí no funciona. Aquí tienes que ser humilde, recibir bien las críticas, tomarlas, decir, ok, todo esto es para crecer, tener bien enfocado el camino hacia dónde vas y aparte, muy importante, tener bien seteados tus sueños y hacia dónde quieres ir. Más o menos eso fue, o sea, a grandes rasgos, eso es lo que quiere decir mi queridísimo Big E. So, this is the last question. Let's imagine that you won the Money in the Bank ladder match and become Mr. Money in the Bank. And to celebrate, you want to throw a big party. So I will be your party planner. So tell me 4 things that are a must for this celebration party.
Ooh, that is a great question. One, we definitely need either poke or sushi. We need some raw fish, and we need plenty of it. That's one of us. Indeed, yes, we need that. We also need some almonds. You know, healthy fats. You know, some healthy fats are very good. Almonds.
Almonds?
Yes. Yeah. You know, I feel like it's not a typical party thing, but let's have a healthy party.
It's okay. Perfect. Yes, sir.
What else do we need? We need some libations. We need something to tickle the throat. Let us get some Don Julio. Remember we were at the that restaurant in Bogota?
Yes.
Don Julio, yes, the Don Julio hit well. And the fourth
Sorry.
thing,
Another one?
Fourth thing. I'm gonna let you choose actually. What do you got?
Oh,
you got? You know, oh yes. What's our fourth thing?
I want chocolates.
Chocolate it is. The lady wants chocolate, so chocolate is our fourth and final component of this party.
Thank you so much, Vicky.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
A ver, wait, because I need to translate this. A ver, para la fiestota necesitamos 4 cosas. La primera, sushi o pokés. La segunda, almendras. Almonds. Okay? That's very... But almonds with chocolate, que es la última que me dejó escoger. Mamma mía, mi señores. Y la otra, pues, escogió tequila. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Vicky, for your time and your kindness and your magic and your colorful energy. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me on this beautiful live you have here. I appreciate it.